Chapter 19. The Stranger. John. I looked back into the ballroom and found Claudia alone. I wanted to head back and hurry to her, but I wanted to see if what I suspected was true. I moved into the lobby and saw him in the distance, walking away. Where was Joseph? I wondered. I hurried. I wasn't surprised he was around lurking. It was the why that I wanted to know. I was certain he must be here for Dr. Nicholson. But what was he looking for? What did he know? It scared me. Was Claudia in danger? He exited the building and I hurried, coming around a corner of the hotel where the light seemed dimmer. A single lamppost shone over a parked car to my left. Jonas was nowhere to be seen. I walked past a few other vehicles, past a darkened post that should have been lighting my path, and stepped on broken glass. I stopped, looking down. A shadow stepped from behind a vehicle. I nearly jumped into action. "Should you be out here?" he asked. I narrowed my eyes at him. I should ask him the same. I couldn't see the man's face in the dark, but I knew it was Jonas, Dr. Nicholson's bodyguard. Oddly, he was wearing a pair of dark shades. I knew what they were. He hadn't worn them inside, though. That eased some of my worry. "Strange. I was going to ask you the same, Jonas." He grinned. "What do you want? I thought we were pulled off the mission. Why are you here?" "Just because it's over, Slater, doesn't mean the boss is done with you." He sneered. Jonas was bold talking to me like that. He knew he could because Dr. Nicholson was the boss, and he had his authorization to be a dick with me. "Don't forget, Slater, you're here because Dr. Nicholson allowed it. I heard Joseph pulled some strings for you. Enjoy it while it lasts." "Is that why he sent you here, to remind me of his generosity?" I sternly asked. "Exactly, boy." Jonas came closer, stopping only a few steps from me. He took the glasses off. I wanted to respond to that, but of course I dared not out of concern for Claudia. "I'm disappointed the director didn't give me the chance to take care of your distraction. We could have easily ended all this." I moved toward him. An arm extended out and stopped me. Jonas didn't even flinch. "Now, let's keep it civilized, boys," Joseph interrupted. "Let me go, Joseph," I growled. "I'm gonna rearrange his fucking face." Jonas stepped closer, moving to stand under the light of the lamp above. "No, you're not, nephew. Calm down." "You want me, boy? Come get me." Jonas laughed. "We all know the consequences of those actions, don't we, Joseph?" Joseph was silent. "Once Slater is back at the academy, do you think that Dr. Nicholson will allow you to mentor his valued hunter after this disaster?" I stopped my struggles. "What? Joseph, what's he talking about?" I demanded, pulling away from him. "You haven't even told him." Jonas laughed. "Shut up," Joseph snarled back, narrowing his eyes over at him. I guess I'll leave you both to that. You have a lot to discuss. I have a question for you, John Slater." He took another step forward. "Why would a smart boy like you leave such a lovely and beautiful girl like Claudia Bell all alone? If you're not careful, someone might claim her." I leaped up, but Joseph grabbed me and stopped me. I could easily break away from him, but I didn't. "Your date is getting lonely," Jonas said, with a smile and a wink before he walked away. I turned toward Joseph, who hadn't moved or said anything after Jonas had vanished. I looked towards the entrance of the hotel. Cars were still arriving. I worried about Claudia even more because of Jonas's words and what he had revealed. Before I could voice my concerns, Joseph began. "I made him a promise not to put you into confinement, but I knew if that was the case, it would also mean that I would lose you as a potential. I would no longer be your guardian." Perhaps I didn't understand the rules of guardianship as much as I thought I did. "Kid, Going into confinement makes you forget everything. And so, Dr. Nicholson insisted on another guardian. That's all. Does it matter, Joseph? I'm not staying. You know that. I didn't want another guardian. That much was true. And I didn't want Joseph to go through whatever guardians went through when they lost their hunter. Yet I didn't fear the outcome, because I wasn't planning on staying around to find out. No, I guess not. Joseph nodded in agreement. Why was he sweating it? I just wanted to convince Jonas. He has to believe, right? He finally said. But he wasn't convincing me. Kid, don't sweat it. He wants to get under your skin. Don't let him. Yet I wondered why it seemed to bother him, if we had a plan. What happens to you? I wondered. I had never asked him that. I've been through worse. Listen, kid, you need to go back in there. Miss Bell is alone. She needs you. He avoided my question, and that concerned me. Joseph, I didn't know what to say, but I wanted to say something. He had to come with us. I didn't want anything to happen to him. He reached out and patted my shoulder. Yeah, I know. It sucks. I like you too, kid. I can't do this, I whined. We need to talk about this. Shut up, John. Get in there. We'll talk about this later, okay? Go. You're missing your prom. He patted my cheek and I moved away. I turned back towards him. He was standing alone under the parking lot lamp, looking in the opposite direction. When he caught me not moving, he motioned me to go. You coming? I asked. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I hurried back toward the lights of the building and to Claudia.